art, artist, thoughts, philosophy. Syed Raza was born in Kakia, Madhya Pradesh, to Syed Muhammad Razi, the deputy first ranger of the district of the Tahira Begum. It was here where he spent his early years, completed primary education, and took to drawing at the age of 12. He moved to Damho, where he completed high school education from Government High School Damho. After high school, he studied further at the Nagpur School of Art, Nagpur, followed by Syed JJ School of Art, Mumbai. Before moving to France in October 1950 to study the École Nationale Supérieure des Beaux Arts, Paris, on a Government of France scholarship. After his studies, he traveled across Europe and continued to live and exhibit his work in Paris. He was later awarded Prix de la Critique in Paris in 1956, becoming the first non-French artist to receive the honor. Syed Raza had his first solo show when he was 24 in 1946 at Bombay Art Society Salon and was awarded the Silver Medal of the Society. His work involved from painting expressionist landscapes to abstract ones. From his fluent executed in the early 1940s, he moved towards a more expensive language, painting landscape of the mind. Raza carefully crafted his career to become an inspiration to two generations of artists. The year of 1947 proved to be a very important year for him. First his mother died, then he co-founded the Revolutionary Bombay Progressive Artists Group PAG 1947 to 1956 along with K.H. Ara and F.N. Souza. This group set out to break free from the influences of European realism in Indian art and bring Indian inner vision into the art. The group had its first show in 1948. A revolutionary amount of art were created by the people in this group from 1940 to mother had died in Mandla. The majority of his four brothers and sisters migrated to Pakistan after the partition of India. In the early years, the group continued its close report. Krishan Khanna speaks of the first exhibition Raza, Akbar Padmasi and F.N. Souza mounted together at the Gallery Cruz in Paris. Souza and Padmasri painted in a quasi-modern fashion. Raza, however, made a throwback to the Mughal period, creating jewel-like watercolors with the pigment rubbed in the shells. He was vastly successful and acquired by important collectors, once in France from Indian scriptures. Whereas his fellow contemporaries dealt with more figural subjects, Raza chose to focus on landscape in the 1940s and 50s. Inspired in part by a move to France, in 1956 he was awarded the prestigious Prix de la Critique. This was a monumental award to the art sense in India. In 1962, he became a visiting lecturer at the University of California in Berkeley, USA. Raza was initially embroidered of the bucolic countryside of rural France. Église is part of a series which captures the rolling terrains and quaint village architectures of this region, showing a tumultuous church infigured by an inky blue night sky. Raza uses gesture brushstrokes and a heavily impastoid applications of paint stylistics devices which hint at his later 1970s abstraction. The Bindu Beyond. By the 1970s, Raza had grown increasingly unhappy and restless with his own work and wanted to find a new direction and deeper authenticity in his work and move away from what he called the plastic art. His trips to India, especially to caves of Ajanta, Ellora, followed by those to Varanasi, Gujarat, and Rajasthan, made him realize his role and study Indian culture more closely. The result was Bindu, which signified his rebirth as a painter. The Bindu came forth in 1980 and took his work deeper and brought in his newfound Indian vision and Indian ethnography. One of the reasons he attributes to the origin of the Bindu have been his elementary school teachers who, on finding him lacking adequate concentration, drew a dot on the blackboard and asked him to concentrate on it. The Bindu is related to Indian philosophy of being the point of all creations. The reason this interested Raza so much is because he was looking for new inspiration for his art, and this created a new point of creation for himself. After the introduction of Bindu, a point or the source of energy, he added newer dimensions to his thematic oeuvres in the following decades, with the inclusion of themes around the Tribhuj triangle, which illustrate Indian concepts of space and time, as well as that of Prakriti Purusha, the cosmic substances and the energy of the spirit, respectively. Transformations from an expressionist to a master of abstractions and profoundly was completed. His multiple works of art with the Bindu is what truly ties him to his Indian roots and culture. This art created a sense of pride for its culture. The Bindu is now widely regarded as a trademark of Raza, and he said in 2010 that it is a center of my life. He was died on 22 July 2026 at the age of 94 in New Delhi. He was buried in Mandla city's Kabristan.